Why do some investors become financially free while others spend decades investing and still worry about money? It is not because they earn the highest salaries. It is not because they discover the next hot stock before everyone else. And it is definitely not because they can predict where the market will go next. In fact, I've met Singaporeans earning around $5,000 a month who are steadily building wealth and growing their passive income year after year. At the same time, I've also seen people earning more than $15,000 a month who still feel financially trapped despite their higher incomes. So what is the difference? The answer is surprisingly simple. Financially free investors tend to focus on a few things that most people overlook. They spend less time chasing excitement and more time building sustainable income-producing assets. Today, let's explore the real reasons some investors eventually achieve financial freedom, and how ordinary Singaporeans can apply these same principles to their own financial journey. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any investment. Please do your own due diligence and consider your own financial circumstances before making any investment decisions. Chapter 1. They don't let lifestyle inflation steal their future. The first difference, they don't let lifestyle inflation steal their future. One of the biggest reasons some investors never achieve financial freedom has nothing to do with stock selection. It is lifestyle inflation. Most Singaporeans, receive pay raises throughout their careers. The challenge is that expenses often rise alongside income. A larger home, a newer car, more frequent holidays, more dining out. There is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying the rewards of your hard work. The problem starts when every dollar of additional income automatically becomes additional spending. What many people don't realize is that lifestyle inflation creates a double impact on their financial freedom journey. First, it reduces the amount of money available to invest. Less money goes into dividend-paying stocks, REITs, ETFs, CPF top-ups, or other income-producing assets. Second, it raises the amount of passive income needed to retire comfortably. Imagine a household spending $3,000 a month. To cover those expenses, they need $36,000 a year of passive income. But if lifestyle upgrades push spending to $6,000 a month, they now need $72,000 a year. The retirement target has effectively doubled. This is why some high-income earners still feel financially trapped despite earning very respectable salaries. The investors who eventually achieve financial freedom are not necessarily the ones who earn the most. They are often the ones who keep part of the gap between what they earn and what they spend. For example, if someone receives a $1,000 monthly salary increase, they might enjoy part of it today but automatically invest the rest before lifestyle expenses have a chance to absorb it. Over time, those small decisions compound, not just into a larger portfolio, but into a growing stream of passive income. And ultimately, that is what financial freedom is really built on. Chapter 2. They maximize their investment fuel. The second difference, they maximize their investment fuel. Many people spend countless hours searching for the next winning stock. Very few spend time improving their savings rate. Imagine two investors earning exactly the same salary. One saves 10%. The other saves 25%. Who has the bigger advantage? In most cases, it is the person who consistently has more capital available to invest. This is something many investors overlook. In the early years of building wealth, your savings rate often matters more than squeezing out an extra 1 or 2% of investment returns. Why? Because investment returns can only work on the money you've actually invested. A 10% return on a small portfolio is still a small number, but a modest return on a much larger portfolio can generate significantly more wealth. This doesn't mean investment returns are unimportant. They become increasingly important as your portfolio grows. But in the beginning, the biggest driver of wealth creation is usually your ability to consistently put money to work. The investors who eventually become financially free understand this. They focus not only on finding good investments, but also on increasing the amount they can invest over time. Because before compounding can work its magic, you first need capital for it to compound. The truth is simple. You cannot compound money that has already been spent. Chapter 3. They choose consistency over excitement. The third difference, they choose consistency over excitement. Many people believe the biggest advantage in investing is intelligence, perfect timing, or discovering the next hidden gem. As a result, they spend years chasing hot stocks, market predictions, and the latest investment trend. But investors who eventually achieve financial freedom usually take a very different approach. In fact, they are often surprisingly boring. There is a common saying that time is the biggest advantage in investing. That is partly true. But time alone is not enough. If you start investing early but only invest tiny amounts, time has very little to work with. The real advantage comes from combining time with consistent investing and a meaningful savings rate. The most successful income investors treat investing like a monthly contribution to their future. Every month, regardless of whether markets are rising or falling, they continue putting capital into quality income-producing assets. They understand that wealth is rarely built through a single winning investment. More often, it is built through a simple combination of saving consistently, investing consistently, and giving those investments time to grow. For many years, the progress may seem slow. Then gradually, the dividends become larger. The portfolio grows, and the effects of compounding become more visible. While others are focused on daily price movements, disciplined investors focus on something far more important: growing their ownership of income-producing assets. Because at the end of the day, financial freedom is usually not the result of excitement. It is the result of consistency repeated over many years. Chapter 4. They focus on the business, not the ticker. The fourth difference, they focus on the business, not the ticker. This is perhaps the most important mindset shift on the journey to financial freedom. When you buy a stock, you are not simply buying a ticker symbol on a screen. You are buying a stake in a real business. A company's share price may rise or fall tomorrow because of market sentiment, economic headlines, or investor emotions. But a falling share price alone does not automatically mean the business itself is deteriorating. That is why disciplined income investors focus on a different set of questions. Is the business continuing to generate healthy earnings? Is it producing consistent cash flow? Does it have a balance sheet strong enough to navigate difficult periods? And is management continuing to reward shareholders appropriately? For example, when Singapore banks or REITs go through periods of market weakness, their share prices may fluctuate significantly. But what ultimately matters is whether the underlying business continues generating income. Are the loans still producing interest income? Are the properties still collecting rent? Are customers still using the company's services? Financially free investors focus on these fundamentals because they understand a simple truth. Dividends are funded by business performance, not by daily share price movements. This does not mean investors should ignore valuation or business risks. It simply means that short-term price movements should not be confused with long-term business value. While traders spend much of their time trying to predict the next price move, income investors focus on owning quality businesses that generate cash flow and share a portion of that cash flow with shareholders over time. Because in the long run, it is the strength of the business, not the noise of the market, that drives sustainable income. Chapter 5. They buy quality at reasonable prices. The fifth difference, they buy quality at reasonable prices. Many investors spend their time chasing the hottest stock, the latest trend, or the highest dividend yield. But financially free investors tend to be much more selective. They look for businesses with characteristics they can understand and trust. Businesses that have demonstrated an ability to generate profits. Businesses that produce consistent cash flow. And businesses that have a history of rewarding shareholders responsibly. Once they find a business they like, they do something many investors struggle to do. They wait. Not necessarily for a bargain. Not necessarily for a market crash. Simply for a valuation that makes sense. One lesson many income investors learn over time is that the highest yield is not always the best opportunity. Sometimes, a very high yield is the market's way of warning that something may be wrong. The business could be facing challenges, the balance sheet could be weakening, or the dividend may not be sustainable. That is why successful income investors focus on both quality and valuation. They want a business that can continue generating cash flow, and they want to pay a reasonable price for that future income stream. No valuation can eliminate risk, but paying a sensible price for a quality business can improve the odds of achieving satisfactory long-term results. In a market often driven by short-term emotions, patience becomes a surprisingly powerful advantage, because sometimes the best investment decision is not buying immediately. It is waiting for the right opportunity. Chapter 6. They are comfortable buying when others are afraid. The sixth difference. They are comfortable buying when others are afraid. Think back to some of the most difficult periods in recent memory. The global pandemic. Interest rate scares. Market corrections. During these periods, fear often spreads quickly. Many investors become focused on avoiding further losses. Yet history shows that some of the most attractive long-term opportunities have emerged during times of maximum pessimism. Financially free investors understand an important distinction: market sentiment and business value are not always the same thing. When fear dominates the headlines, quality businesses can sometimes become temporarily unpopular. Their share prices may fall sharply even though the underlying business remains profitable, cash generative, and financially sound. Of course, not every falling stock is a bargain. Sometimes the market is correctly identifying genuine problems. That is why disciplined investors continue to focus on the fundamentals. Are earnings holding up? Is cash flow still healthy? Is the balance sheet strong enough to withstand a downturn? When the answers remain positive, periods of market fear can create opportunities to accumulate quality income-producing assets at more attractive valuations. The investors who benefit most from these periods are usually not the smartest. They are the ones who prepared in advance, they saved consistently, they maintained financial flexibility, and they remained rational when others became emotional. Because while fear can create opportunity, only disciplined investors are usually in a position to take advantage of it. Chapter 7. They follow earnings, cash flow, and dividends. The seventh difference. They follow earnings, cash flow, and dividends. For income investors, there is one relationship that matters more than most people realize. Over time, sustainable dividends are usually supported by healthy earnings and strong cash flow. Not every year, not perfectly, but generally, businesses that consistently generate profits and cash flow have a greater ability to reward shareholders. That is why successful income investors spend more time studying business results than watching stock prices. The stock market can be noisy. Business fundamentals tell a much clearer story. This is especially important because markets often become fascinated with stories, exciting stories, popular stories, trending stories. Sometimes those stories turn into great businesses. Sometimes they do not. That is why disciplined investors eventually come back to the same questions. Is the company making money? Is it generating cash flow? Can it continue operating successfully through good times and bad? And does management have a track record of rewarding shareholders responsibly? Financial freedom is rarely built on excitement alone. More often, it is built on businesses that consistently generate value year after year. Businesses that serve customers, generate profits, produce cash flow, and share a portion of that success with their owners. Because in the long run, sustainable dividends are supported by cash flow. Cash flow is supported by business performance, and business performance is what ultimately drives long-term wealth creation. Final takeaway. So what is the real reason some investors become financially free? It is usually not talent, it is not luck, and it is certainly not the ability to predict the future. More often, it is a collection of simple habits repeated consistently over many years. They control lifestyle inflation. They save before spending. They invest consistently. They understand the power of compounding. They focus on business fundamentals instead of market noise. They buy quality businesses at reasonable prices. They stay rational when others become fearful. And they focus on earnings, cash flow, and dividends rather than daily share price movements. Over time, these habits help transform earned income into passive income. And that is what ultimately creates financial freedom. In the end, financial freedom is rarely built through excitement. It is built through consistency, one deliberate decision at a time. As always, this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and consider your own financial circumstances before making any investment decisions. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits has had the biggest impact on your own investing journey? Was it controlling lifestyle inflation, investing consistently, focusing on earnings, cash flow, and dividends, or staying calm during market downturns? Let me know in the comments below. I do my best to read as many comments as possible, and I always enjoy learning from the experiences of fellow investors. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe to Wealth for You, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos on dividend investing, passive income, CPF, REITs, ETFs, and financial freedom in Singapore. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.